There we go. What's going on, guys? Just gotta fix some audio real quick. Hang on. Oh God, oh yes. Dun, dun. Caricia, what's up, man? Just gonna do something real quick, actually, because it looks like I'm not getting any audio to the Elgato. Unusual stream today. Wanted to bring back some old school gaming, but also testing the PC side of things because we are gonna get ready into hyperspin kind of stuff. So let's see. I gotta figure out what's up. Nubs, what's up, bro? Sorry for the... Okay, I could hear. Now you got the Elgato. Okay, let me think this through. Because I now lost audio, at least in the headphones. I could probably hear it here, no? Let me just think. Give me a second to think, guys. Dun, dun. Give me a second. Let me switch to the other computer. I'm still here. Just hang on. I gotta figure out something now. Doo-doo. Okay. Let us bring it back. I should have tested this, right? But this is why we do testing like this, so I can learn from my mistakes. Okay. I'm not even in the game. Okay, let's see. I'm an old school CSGO. No, not CSGO. I'm original CS back on 1.6 days. So I'm gonna hear it. Oh, but I'm gonna hear an echo. Am I gonna hear an echo? Possibly. This is gonna be one of those streams where I'm gonna open it up the next day and we're gonna see what happened. Let me think. Yeah, we're just gonna have to leave it for now. We're just gonna have to see how this goes. We're just gonna see how it goes. It's gonna be most likely a stream and then I'm gonna open it up tomorrow and watch it and I'm like, ooh, I might have to edit something out. At least have a little bit of audio. Not sure we're gonna see how it goes. I was gonna load up like the Switch, or I was actually even gonna just personally play my pinball machine, but pinball is gonna be the next tackle as far as streaming wise. I do want to see if I could get a stream going on with that. We'll have to see on that one.
Let us be safe and swift.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely figure out like an audio thing on this, cause I lose my headset. So hearing footsteps and stuff is a no-go. Oh, I'm stuck on someone. Great. Again, just really trying to figure out my setup in the streams. This basically is a separate HDMI compared to my Switch. And again, the Switch, I have a TV to it. This one I have an actual 1440p monitor on it, but I have no speakers on my monitor. So, a little bit different. Same basic issue, not an issue, but it's the same layout when I bring my Hyperspin PC in. I'm not going to be able to hear it because, again, I'm not using a TV, I'm using a monitor. So, it's basically just me now trying to figure out. I will be wearing a headset basically on those streams. I was playing a little bit of CSGO and I was like, you know what, let me just hop on the stream. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? Again, I am old school Counter-Strike. I'm gonna just set the camera up because I always lean back while I play this, honestly. I'm original Counter-Strike 1.6 days, doing like middle school days. I used to play this like 12 hours straight. I even have like the 10-year vet. Oh, I got a knife. I got the 10-year vet badge on. Original days. Used to play Ice World. FYI, so was my map. The chat and everything. Ice. Yeah, they made a new rendition, Nubs. I mean, this is cool and all, but I'm very much used to the old school way. They took out like the whole, they still have the servers and all that, but I mean, I remember middle school coming home, like bullshitting my homework, and then hopped on CS, but then you would go in the server list, you have to like look up the map, and this rendition is a little bit different. That was just cool. Oh, great. I'm not gonna lie, but before I was streaming, I played 3 games. I haven't played CS in you're talking like maybe like 3 months. It said I was like last played like 2 or 3 months. Out of the 3 games, I got first place on 2 of them. So I was like, oh, I can hop on the stream and we'll see if there's any CS players. Again, CS was before Call of Duty. Like before the Call of Duty train, CS was the game to play. It's just fast-paced. I do enjoy like the fast pace of it. Oh. It's weird, I have so many people that seen like my actual like game setup. Cause I'm in like a
Pussy.
I'm in like a lazy boy, like Bob's Furniture recliner, and people are like, how the fuck are you playing on that? And I'm using the actual armrest as the mouse pad. Reclined and everything, so it's taking comfortable to a new level. I said I gotta figure out the audio stuff on this PC because I'm missing. I can't hear anything. I'm basically just going off of visual.
That's cool, man. We even get this.
Like middle school, high school days was just CS days all day. Again, I was playing the FY map. So FY Ice World was my go-to map. Basically, there was just guns on the floor, and you pick them up and you throw them. You just try to stay alive. God.
Good shot.
Oh. It's all right. Like I said, I gotta figure out the audio idea. Because again, if we do hyperspin, I don't use a TV. I thought I did have the audio figured out, but it's all right. Again, I'm basically right now playing off
Let's
of
do this quick.
visuals, whereas in reality you could hear footsteps. Sorry, just a warm up.
Let's move.
That was stupid of me. It's also good to kind of see if I experience any frame loss on stream. Sacrifice one to get one. Beautiful. Call of Duty days was different. I was all over Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Like the original Modern Warfare. All over it. Sniper rifle in hand all day. I even went to the Call of Duty XP event in LA to get like the sneak peek of Modern Warfare 2. That was a beautiful event. And they never did it again. But now Call of Duty is different. I have like that Vanguard. I can't play Warzone. Don't even ask me to play Warzone. Because I can't. I suck ass at Warzone. It's god awful. It's like embarrassing. It's just like a whole different game. I'm a little lost without heads. God, I like Warzone. I feel like if I played Warzone when it first came out and I was like on it religiously, I'd be amazing, but I just can't. I can't get it. Can't get the grasp of it. You got campers, now you got like the hackers and all that. It really destroys gaming. Besides the cool part too, because people write and they're like, "Oh, you build arcades, but I didn't know you actually played." was like, yeah, I mean, why else? How else would I be into the gaming scene if I didn't game? Battlefield. I couldn't get into Battlefield. I forgot which Battlefield. I think on like the PS3. I couldn't get into it. I mean, you even got like that, what, the most recent Battlefield was what, that 2042 or whatever? 2042? I don't know, I was not into Battlefield. I feel like the maps were too huge. And I'm talking like, no, it was the PS4 days. That's where I would play it. I just feel like the maps were like monstrous, and I was like, the satisfaction out of Call of Duty was like, okay, 7 kill streaks, you drop a bomb, but like I didn't get that out of Battlefield. Battlefield again, it was just, the maps were just monstrous. Some people like it like that, but me, wasn't a fan. But like I said, now it's like, it's insane. Like, the first-person shooters, I feel like it changed drastically. But you could always go to Counter-Strike. And like, Counter-Strike is, like, to me, it's still an amazing game. And it's like basics. You're just shooting people. No fancy gun customizations and scopes and all that. The new one is trash. Really not? I haven't played it. I haven't played it. But same thing, honestly. Anything that's like online. Like for me, like I used to, on the PS3, I would buy like, I think the first game out was NBA. Like 2K18 or whatever it was. Play 2K like right when it came out for like 3 days straight, you do great. But if you miss a day, people just find like the loopholes and the hacks and basically the cheats to it. And I'm like, oh, it kills gaming. Kills it. It's like you don't even want to play it anymore. It's god awful. The only thing I don't really like totally about this Counter-Strike is, but then you could always not pick it. It's kind of cool, it's kind of not, but you could go into like actual competitive. And when I first bought the game, I accidentally went to competitive and wrecked. Like the team actually kicked me because I basically watched one of my teammates die. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry. And then kicked, gone. So I play Arms Race. This is basically like every time you get a kill, the gun changes and you're basically trying to be the first one to complete the cycle. I feel like it's like simple gaming. You can't go wrong with it. I mean, like I said, back in the day, like Counter-Strike, I would play this, I would be on the same server for hours and just enjoying it. I mean, that's like the best way to explain it. And I feel like this style is like, you're either good or you're not. Like, that's it. It's, whereas like Call of Duty now, it's like, okay, do you know how to like I played Fortnite once? Dude, that was a hard pass. I was like, I'm never playing Fortnite again. People building and shit. You need like fast fingers. It's like, what is this game I'm playing? Beautiful shot. But no, Battlefield, I never, like I said, I remember like whatever the next gen console was that it like really came out. Oh, bought it, I played it for like a couple of days and I was like, no. A good game I played with my friend was Rainbow Six. I remember Rainbow Six. That was a fairly good game. Kind of challenging because it was different. I don't want the scout. I wore a sniper rifle on this. Scout is like a 2-shot. I could do that. I didn't know I could do that. That's true. Modding everything. You gotta make sure like everything matches, all the colors match. You put a red camo and a black scope and you're like, it's killing you. I'm still in the sniper level, this is not good. I said, like, me, if I'm ever bored, I literally know that I could go on CS, and I'm like, I'm having fun. I might get raped, but I'm having fun.
Yeah, you did it.
There's a request to kick somebody. That's weird to me, to be able to request to kick somebody. Just because he's good, I guess? Or they're accusing him of hacking? I mean, even now, it's like, the only first-person shooter game now everybody's playing is Call of Duty. And again, you got Warzone, it's free, and I partially believe that is why people are playing it, because it's free. I mean, I was the dumbass that actually paid for Vanguard. I was like, I played Vanguard, and like the first day, I was having fun. Like I was good, and then like everybody then knew like all the good camping spots, and that was it. It killed it for me. Now they're talking about making like what is it, a remaster for Modern Warfare 2. Which is cool, but I really think they just, if they do Modern Warfare the way it was, simple, like, there wasn't like 1,000 perks to pick from, only like the 3 kill streaks, I think that's like the best way to do it. And I'm a strong person that is, I would rather have a great game and have visuals suck than have an amazing looking game and they just, like, graphics are amazing, but the gameplay is ass. I can't stand it. It's just a horrible combo. I would sacrifice graphics over gameplay all day. Oh, ass. Oh, I'm in the worst spot. I'll take the knife, don't worry. I'll take the stab. Like, this to me is just fast paced. Like, you're not camping in this. Like, you have to go. Okay. Oh, the worst is the one that gets knifed. It's the worst. It's to be that embarrassing person that got the knife.
I can't. I died there.
Damn, I really gotta like research the audio end of this. Like I said, the next step is today I was doing a lot of drawings, honestly, on easel for the control panel for the 4-player hyperspin setup. And then I'm like, I gotta really figure out. I know I'm gonna do a lot of streams.
Literally, whenever I die on Lake, it crashes the game.
Because hyperspin is gonna be a
Strange as shit.
big deal. I'll probably get more like, not viewers, but I'll probably upload a hyperspin video and people will go nuts for it.
Go, go, go!
Oof. I remember scouts being so popular on this. You just see those sniper rifles in it. Son of a bitch. Oh, stupid.
I hope they're having as much fun as we are. All right.
You get people like that just sit on the roof. And I remember like 1.6, a couple of servers had it where if you stood still for like 5 seconds, it would actually hit you. Or like a timer would come up and be like, you're camping. And then it would actually like take away health. Taking me back to the middle school days. Oh. Same. A lot of Batasara. A lot of it. In the Facebook group I'm at, somebody found like this new thing called Type R or something like that. It's just me personally. Well, no, I can't say that. Batasara is gonna be really. I don't remember. No, a lot of the Batasara I'm seeing is it's basically those Android boxes. I'm firm. If I'm ever doing a PC build, it will forever be Hyperspin. I'm not gonna look at any other front end than Hyperspin because I know Hyperspin like the back of my hand. So, but Batasara, I'm seeing a lot of the Android box thing. That's what I'm seeing. Like Guac is posting a lot of it. So I have like I gotta ask Guac. I mean, he has like a specific Android box he uses. I have like a random like stream box thing that I got on Amazon. No, I shouldn't say Amazon. I got it for free actually when I bought my projector. They sent me like a free streaming thing. So I'm like, I gotta see if it works like that. I don't know why people just constantly try to knife. But yeah, Batasara is a new like upcoming thing. Like I said, it's just for me. I mean, really, a lot of us are looking at that because the pies are just ridiculously priced right now. I bought the pie for Neo Geo, but if I have an arcade build that somebody wants a Raspberry Pi, price went up at least $200 just because of the pie. I used to get pies with
No way.
And that's what I'm gonna do with like when I make the video for Neo Geo. I don't know if you saw, like, if you have me on Instagram, but I got so pissed yesterday. I waited 2 weeks from China for my gold trimmed buttons.
Good one.
I got them in the mail yesterday. They sent me chrome trim. I was like, I didn't pay for chrome. I waited 2 weeks for gold trim and you didn't even send me the right button. I was so furious, dude. It ruined my day yesterday. So now I had to go through Paradise Arcade. And I'm so mad because basically me going with eBay China, I bought it on eBay. Dude, I saved $1 on each button. So I saved 22 bucks. But I had to wait 2 weeks. And then not to mention, I got the wrong button. So now I'm delayed another week. TX3. I don't know, like I said, I gotta, like, when it comes to this whole Bhattacharya thing, I'm gonna have to just figure, it's just, you know what it is, dude, with me? It's the same thing with the Pi. Like, when it comes to like button configuring, it's like now you need to know how to do like Linux. You don't really need to, you know how to just get into RetroArch, but some other emulation is outside of RetroArch. I feel like Bhattacharya is going to be the same thing for me. It's going to be like a Pi. So it's like if I have to go and like edit a button config for one emulator, I don't know why, but I feel like it's just going to be a headache. But Guag says that it's like plug and play and easy, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do with it. I don't, like me personally right now, it's not like, it's not on my radar. It's not something where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go on Amazon tomorrow and buy one just to play with it. It's not on my radar.
Let's go.
Not that it's a bad thing, it's just I'm comfortable with PCs. So, and even like Joel Retro Lizard even says, and I've honestly vouched to stop doing it. I don't do it anymore, but I might have to bring it back, but I don't do Dell Optiplex builds anymore. Only because I have too many people that like either complain. The biggest complaint that I get with the Dell Optiplex is that sometimes the boot sequence, after like a couple of months, you get something's wrong with the boot sequence. I have a Dell Optiplex on my table here, and I'll be honest, it's not a boot sequence issue, it's a power supply issue. I have to hit the power button. I have to turn off and on that PC like 4 times for it to fully boot. But I believe that's a power supply issue. But other people, like on my Time Crisis build that I did for Atlanta, he had a boot issue, and I couldn't figure it out. And then again, Dell Optiplexes are just refurbished old hardware. The plus side is that they're cheap as hell. But the downside to me, honestly, is like I haven't personally seen or used a Dell Optiplex running a 1650 in it, graphics card. Apparently that's the highest graphics card you could do now with a Dell Optiplex. It's just, I don't know, but from my understanding, you need to get a new power supply if you want the 1650 to run at like its actual desired output. Whereas if you leave the power supplies alone, you're not getting like the full potential of the 1650. And then once you start talking that way, now I gotta look on eBay for a new Dell Optiplex like power supply, because there's no extra connectors on any power supply. I don't even think you could, I don't know. I never swapped out the power supply on a Dell Optiplex for a graphics card. But even though the graphics card game now is still ridiculous. It's getting better, but it's still ridiculous. And this is just proof that I can't talk and fucking play at the same time. Because I'm only on level 2. I thought it was getting better, but the graphics card situation is just blah. Like I said, I'm seeing PCs the cheapest, I think, for at least, and I'll never do And I'll never do an i3 or a Ryzen 3. That's just my strong thing. I will never do it. I don't care how cheap the PC is. It's got to be at least an i5. I'm not a Ryzen person. I'm not an AMD person. I'm an Intel person. So it's got to be an i5 or an i7. So, and the cheapest PCs I'm saying for like, even now at the 3060, i5 with like 8 gigs of RAM, it's like in the 900 range. So it's like, what do you want to do? I'll be honest, Nubs, dude, I saw that post. I think it was like a $600 graphics card, right? Or like five something. Dude, $500 is a lot for a graphics card. I remember, and everybody remembers getting their hands on like a 1050 Ti for like $250. And I'm like, so in my mind, like with that logic, right? I believe it was you let me know. I believe it was like 538. And I clicked on the picture and I was like, damn, 538 just for the card. I'm the type where like, I'm on Micro Center all day. I use a website called Slick Deals that like people post like coupons for. Dude, you could get a pre-built 3060 on sale if you get lucky from like Dell for like, I think I saw one for like $900. So I'm the type where I'm like, I'm gonna suggest to you pay the extra $400 and just get a pre-built. I used to be very big on like, I don't do pre-builts and I would rather build the PC. But like right now, I'm right now on a pre-built 3070. This fucking computer is like maxed. I'm at like 64 gigs of RAM, 2 terabyte SSD. I got it from Micro Center. With a 3070, I paid like $1,600. And it had everything I wanted. It's got an MSI motherboard on it. It's even got a water cooler thing, an all-in-one water cooled. And I was like, oh, like what's the point? And if you try to find a 3070 alone, it's like $1,300. Like they're expensive as shit. It's crazy. I'll even load it up later. I mean, I'll probably do like 2 more matches of this. That's usually it too. Like after this, I get kind of not bored, but as you can see, I'm not really doing that great. I had my fun. Okay, I'm good. I'm satisfied. I had my fun. We'll load up and we'll see like what deals we could find on pre-builds. And I do probably plan to honestly stream something like that. I'm gonna be also doing like a lot of like what it's gonna cost, because people ask me that all the time, like, oh Vic, what do you suggest for like a build, or like what PC do you suggest? So I'm happy that at least, like I said, I'm in the streaming game now. And whether it's me playing games or whether it's like actual logical stuff, I just feel bad because I stream late at night. And sadly with the YouTube DVR, of course, look at that again. I was the second person that got the knife. YouTube DVR will record everything.
Oh my God.
But if I try to edit the actual video, it actually removes everybody's comments, so it's like rough. Yeah, like I said, guac definitely. Yeah, that's true. Now the electronic. Look at the Pi. The Pi alone is just ridiculous. Like I said, my main go-to is I'll go to Micro Center all day. That's the first thing. I'll look up like the ones by my area. And I'll be honest, I'm not ashamed, especially when it comes to customers' builds. And again, I get customers that, Vic, how can we do better on the price? I'll look at open box PCs all day. That's like, to me, and again, it's a Micro Center open box. You still get the 30-day like return window. I'll do that all day. I don't ever list by lowest price, but actually, we'll just go to regular desktops. I try not to pick the word gaming PC because, I mean, what clarifies as a gaming PC? Just because it has a graphics card in it? Let's go to the highest price. Oh no, let's go actually to the lowest price. And again, like these, like I try not to look too much at these HP Pavilions, but let's see what we got. You got an i5 1650 with an SSD for the boot. You got 678 open box. That's not too bad, especially because it's current gen. But somebody's gonna say, "Oh, I could buy a Dell Optiplex and put a 1650 in it." Let's go up. 1650. 16, like this right here. Oh, this is beautiful. i7 1660 Super. So this right here, I would buy this for a virtual pinball build, because 1660 Super, that's a 3 output graphics card, and it does 4K. 16 gigs of RAM. You got a good SSD at least for the boot, and a 1 terabyte 760. I would get that, especially if it's a VPin build. George's Disney VPin, I used an MSI Codex. So even this, the Codex running a 2060 for $929, that's a little iffy. That's a little bit too much. But a 2060 is much better than a 1660, so that to me is a no-brainer on that. HP Omen running a 2060. Ryzen 7. Where's the graphics card on this? This has no graphics card. It's got it. It's got an HP Pavilion. This is probably running probably a 1660 Super. This is running a 3060. So a 3060 for $950, 16 gigs of RAM, Ryzen 7, 512 SSD, and 1 terabyte. So you're doing, I mean, like I said, what Guaki posted, the 538 graphics card alone, and I get it, it's an HP Pavilion, and it's not, you know, it's one of those, what's the words? Proprietary motherboards that it probably runs on it, but a 3060, and again, I did it on my other Simpsons build where this HP Pavilion is probably not running a real 3060. It's running a proprietary 3060. So something that's like just getting into the game, that's a great deal. $950, that's not a bad deal. Let's see, 1660 Super, 1660. Let's see how so this is a legit. No, this is another HP Pavilion. i5 3060. You might as well get the Ryzen 7. Again, I'm an Intel guy, but you save $100, you get the Ryzen 7. I don't know why. Why is that even why is it even priced higher? Why is that? It's the same exact specs. 512, 3060. I mean, essentially the Ryzen 7 is better than an i5. Maybe because it's the 10th gen. But you can't overclock this one. Let's keep going. Just getting away from the HP Pavilions, the power specs are Micro Center brands. Like, they build them and they just put them in this power spec. My 3070 is a power spec build. It's like HP Omen, power spec, Ryzen 5. At least the big thing, at least with this here, is that we know it's a legit 3060. Whereas the HP Pavilion, it's going to be like how my Simpsons pinball build I did for Jared. It's like, it just says like a 3060 on it. So 1300 is a little, to me it's a little bit too much for a Ryzen 5. Dell XPS. i7 30, look at this, 32 gigs of RAM. 1 terabyte SSD, 1 terabyte hard drive. Asus. Not really much. Where did I have it? I'm listed as lowest price too. I'm an MSI fanboy, so the Codex i7 3060 1 terabyte. That's. I mean, 1600. We could take this same exact build right here and compare it to my build that I'm on right now. For an extra $100, I got a 3070, and I'm at 64 gigs of RAM. And I have, I granted I bought 1 terabyte SSD, but it came with 1 terabyte SSD, so I'm at 2 terabytes. Look right here. Look, this is it. Look, this is beautiful. Ryzen 7, 3070, 32 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte. I would get this. This is it. For 1600. Yes, it's sold out, but that's not a bad deal. i7 3070, 32 gigs, 1800. It's rough. I have actually a couple VPNs lined up. It's just when it comes to VPNs, like I said, it's what's the word I want to use? It's really like I'll give the customer my price, and then the ball is in their court. That's really the best way to explain it. I have I just want to think real quick. No, I don't. Where's my phone? This one I'm actually hoping to pull through. I have to actually do research for him. We'll probably do it right now, actually. So I got a guy. He got his hands on a global VR. I'll load this up. I'll pull this up. He got his hands on a global. I never heard of it. He sent me pictures of it, and I had to do a quick Google search on it. He got his hands on a global VR Ultra Pin. And he already started to mod it. Let's see if I have like a clear picture. No, that's the best picture. Global VR Ultra Pin. I'm gonna load it up on my computer here and we'll just see what it looks like. And it's old, number one. Global VR Ultra Pin. It's like old. I highly doubt Global VR is even making these things anymore. And it's kind of interesting to see like Global VR was making V-pins. What's happening? That's how old the site is, that this is relying on Flash. And there is no Flash player. I was able to load up on my phone, but basically if I go to images, it was this. It's basically a static back box. What's happening right now? I have to restart my computer. I want a clear picture though. There you go. So he has this, and the cabinet is like, it's what's the word? The depth, like the up and down of this is the correct height, but the actual like length of it is, it looks weird. It looks like it looks weird. But he basically already started to mod it, and he put like a back glass on it, and now he's got a big hole here that he wants to put a DMD on it. So he said to me, he's like, Vic, this is, and it's actually running a Dell Optiplex. I don't know if he put that Dell in, but he told me he has a Dell Optiplex and a 1050 Ti. And he's like, Vic, I just want to play pinball. And I'm like, the stock monitor, seeing how old this thing looks or is, I was like, the stock monitor is only 1080p, 100%. Like, you're not going to get anything more out of that. So I said to him, like, if it was me personally, and if you want to do something because it'll make good content, I was like, let's, you basically have a shell. Let's rip it out. Let's put, I believe he said it's a 32-inch monitor that's inside of this. I was like, let's get a new 32-inch monitor. Let's get a 4K monitor. We could even do like the 144 hertz. I said let's do solenoids. I could add the beacons on top. I was like, let's do a whole thing. And I shot him a price, and he's like, Vic, I'm not looking to spend that. He's like, I just want to play pinball. And I was like, all my tables currently on my VPN are 4K tables. So I was like, I'm pretty sure it doesn't change anything, but I was like, you're gonna go from a 4K table to 1080p. See, like this is like awkward. It's cool. It's like it's fine. He's happy with it, but I was trying to get him to like, let's fix it. Let's actually make it enjoyable, because that's the hardest thing, is that people see my pin, they're like, I want that, but I don't want to pay that. So I'm like, okay, I could lower the price, but when you start lowering the price, you start lowering quality and you start lowering everything. So it's tough. And then I have another guy, we've been chatting for like months. You're talking like 2 or 3 months. And he has an At Games Legends pin. And he wants me, same thing, he wants me to gut it and do everything. He wants the works. And I'm like, honestly, bro, but he also wants, he currently has the At Games Legends. He wants to get a bigger pin, but he wants me to do the At Games Legends pin, but he also wants a bigger pin, if that makes sense. So he's like, oh, but I don't know how much room I have. And I'm like, I don't know what you want. I was like, listen, I will build the cabinet, but you got to send me like what monitor you want. And he's like, he's torn between the 43-inch Asus, the 240 hertz monitor that like Extreme Gaming uses. And I was like, dude, whatever you want, I build the cabinet around the monitor, especially for pinball. I have to get the monitor in my hand. That's what I do with my pin. That's what I do with Jared. I did that all the time. I take the actual TV. Like I'll go to Best Buy and I'll look up the 50-inch TV that I normally do. I'll show you it right now, like the whole thought process. Even when it came to right here, I'll load up this one. When it came to the Nintendo Switch cabinet, I knew that I was gonna do a 1080p true HD 32-inch TV, and like I said in my video, there's not much true HD TVs that are 32-inch. And I go here and I look at, where is it? It's much easier on the phone apparently. There it is. I look at this. My Nintendo Switch cabinet is 29 inches wide, and the TV is 28.8. So I built it according to size. You're gonna see when I get the Neo Geo cabinet done, I bought the cheap Insignia. This is the exact TV I bought for Neo Geo. I didn't need full HD 1080p because it's running a Raspberry Pi. I come here, I look at the specs, and I'll be honest, I'll never do this again. I made my Neo Geo cabinet is 28.8. It just squeezes in. Like the Insignia is edge to edge. And I wanted to do that so I didn't have to make a bezel or like take the plexi and paint it. But it's too close. It's too close. So I'm gonna have to probably add at least, just like what I did with the Nintendo Switch cabinet, I gotta add at least about, I would say, 1/4 of an inch, just so that it has a little bit of play. But the Neo Geo cabinet, this Insignia is tight. So, like I said, with my pin, whether you want a TV, which a lot of people don't want a TV, but again, if you want an expensive build, I'm down. I'm down to do it. I'm trying to get somebody to agree and get a 43-inch with the Asus. That's what and I'm gonna probably do a link on like my actual website to basically give people a little bit of a discount and say, listen, I'm looking to make content and make this arcade cabinet, but like you would have to accept it the way it is and do it. So like for me, I've built, all my pins have been the 50-inch because I replicated an actual pinball cabinet. It's the same dimensions of a wide body cabinet, but it's just 4 inches wider. So I have some people like, Vic, it's just too big. I can't do it. So I do want somebody to try, I want to get somebody to do a 43-inch. But for me to agree on a deal, I want them to do the Asus monitor. So, where is it? Is it this one? Yeah, this is it. This is the exact 50-inch screen TV that I have in my pin, that's in Jared's pin, that's in George's pin, and then the other 2 pins that I did. I come here, I go to the specs. Granted, with the pin, because of the back box, I add 6 inches, but it's 44 inches long. This is how long it is, and it's 25.5 inches wide. I need this customer to be like, hey Vic, I want to get X TV, and I'm like, all right, once you tell me the TV, I build around the TV. I don't even need the TV in my hand. I just need this. This is the biggest thing, because like I said, now that I learned, if it's 25.4, I'll add a 1/4 inch. At least there's some play to it, but that's exactly it, Nubs. People want to pay nothing. People want the world, but they don't want to pay it. So, again, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or be a dick, but that is unfortunately how it is. And it's rough. I don't know what else to really say about it. Asus 43-inch. And somebody in the pinball Facebook group, there was an amazing deal on this 43-inch monitor at one point. Let's see if we could possibly find it. No. This monitor was like $750. And I was like, damn, that's a beautiful deal for a great monitor. And as you can see, the monitor is $1,000. It's $1,000. So, and as you saw with my 50-inch, the Samsung, after taxes, you're probably paying around, I don't know, $475. So I got that one time. Somebody messaged me and was like, I want a 43-inch pin. Why is it going to cost more than a 50-inch? And I was like, because of the monitor that you want. You want this $1,000 monitor. I have to add $600 to the price because this monitor compared to the TV I normally get is $600 more. It's just some people don't get it, and it's fine. I'm not making fun of people, but people just don't get it. But I do want to try to get somebody to get this. 120 hertz, 4K, 43-inch. From my understanding, this is the biggest TV right now that outputs 120 hertz. Unless they make a 50-inch. If they make a 50-inch that outputs this, I will swap out my personal TV that's in my pin, and I would just do it. Because I would love to see it. I've never visually seen it. And now, like I said before, the other deal I do is I go to Slick Deals. So the website I use is Slick Deal. I even have alerts that ping off whenever anybody brings up a computer deal. I'm always on this. Every day I'll sit and I'll just try to find something for them. So like I said, the thing with the guy with the global VR, I have to make an Excel sheet and give him a total price breakdown. And I want to do it. I'm telling you, I even said to him, dude, if we go all out, let's change the artwork. I'll make the artwork, meaning I will do the Photoshop file. Let's reprint it, because I want to do it where, hey, this is this cabinet before, and then snap my fingers, and now this is the new one. Yeah, the 4K, at least the 50-inch that I use, I love it. It's just a lot of people, it's also common sense. I don't notice any issue with my pins. Like the screen I use, I love it. The ball, I could see it rolling. There's no stutter, there's no ghosting. But apparently once your eyes visually see 120 hertz or 144 hertz on a pinball machine, apparently it is like mind-blowing stuff. So I'm waiting for somebody to pull the trigger on it, but you know, nobody wants it. And the hardest part is I'll tell people just the cost of hardware. And they're like, oh no, that's just the parts alone? I'm like, yeah, that's what it is. I don't know what else do you want? That's the hardest part of the whole thing. Like I said, I got also 2 people for Hyperspin builds. And the hardest thing when it comes to customers with Hyperspin is I want everything. Clarify everything. I want guns, I want trackball, I want spinner, I want the coin door, I want everything. And I'm like, keep telling me the word everything though. I want Wii, I want to play Wii U, I want to play the Switch, So I'm like, okay, you're looking at an ultimate, to me it's called the Ultimate Console. That's a totally beefed out PC, 42 terabytes. I sell the Ultimate Consoles alone now. You're at like $7,000. I'm not going any lower than that because of the cost of PCs alone right now. And people are like, whoa, it's just $7,000 just for the computer? I'm like, no, it's like, you know, me putting Hyperspin and all that, but $7,000 plus wood, plus you want an arcade panel with light guns, and you want the trackball, and you want, so I'm like, and the guy's like, you can't do that for $7,000, you can't give me the whole thing? I'm like, no. No. Wood alone, you're talking $400. You're talking a TV, you're looking at 400. Like I'm telling you, it's kind of painstaking, but I'll deal with it. I don't mind it. It's just I get kind of like, so you're gonna see the next thing. I don't know if Nubs, if you were in the chat when we were doing, I did it like a week ago, and I showed off the design for the next build I'm doing, which I'm going to start tomorrow. Is I'm doing a 4-player. What's up? Why can't I get into anything right now? I'm doing a 4-player, very unique. I'll show you the image. Basically, I went to an arcade. I feel like this is like the 3rd time I brought up this story. What was it called? By King. Street Fighter. Went to an arcade by me, and they had this cabinet. Dude, I saw this cabinet from a mile away, and I was like, this is a beautiful cabinet. It's so unique, futuristic. It breaks away from the traditional arcade cabinets, and I was like, I am building this. I'm going to do the same exact design, but I'm putting a 4-player deck on it. And this TV right here, I believe, I'm going to tell you right now. It was either a 43-inch TV or a 50-inch TV that's on that. And I'm like, that's it, I'm doing it. The TV, the width alone, and I actually went, I'm going to do the whole story about it. Trust me, you're going to see it when I'm done with it. I went to this arcade. I saw the cabinet. I ran to my truck, and I grabbed a tape measure. And I literally measured every square inch of this cabinet. Like, every square inch. I got all the dimensions on my phone. I was like, dude, I gotta make this. I'm making it. So that's actually, I have the wood in the garage. Tomorrow I'm gonna cut. It's basically a big L. Like right here, it's a 6-inch L, and then it branches out to the box. And I'm like, this is just gorgeous. I love the look of it. It is rocking Well, we just did it real quick. It was a 47-inch wide screen. The 50-inch Samsung is 44 inches wide. So that's a 50-inch TV right there. I think it's gonna be, and like I said, it kind of boggles the mind because you only see a one-player deck here. But I'm basically taking this idea where it's an external control panel, just like how this is. But I'm gonna do drop-in style, just like how my Neo Geo is or my Switch is. And I'm gonna just make it a 4-player cabinet. And I know the width of the control panel alone is going to be at least, I believe it was like 47 or 48 inches wide. It's going to be at least 4 feet. It has to be. But the big thing I'm doing now that I'm learning when I'm building the cabinets is that, again, I'm in New York, and the biggest doorway apparently is like 36 inches opening. But like the norm here is 32. So I'm trying to make machines that are not too deep. And I wish I was able to log into my, I think I might have to update something on my computer. But I was doing the drawing. I can't even find it on my phone. I was doing the drawing of this. The Neo Geo cabinet and the Nintendo Switch cabinet is 24 inches deep. Which is amazing because I could just wheel it through a doorway. It's beautiful. This one here, I believe I hit 32 inches. Only because of the design of it, I could stack this on a 4x8 sheet. I built these cabinets behind me because I was trying to save money and not buy too many sheets of wood. And luckily with this, I'm going to be able to do 33. And I think I need that because honestly, if it's not that deep, the TV on it would make the whole cabinet tilt back. But I have a design where I'm going to basically have a leg here. And then not to mention the size of the control panel is going to keep it top heavy, like front heavy. So I'm not worried about it. But that's what the 4-player is going to look like. That's literally tomorrow I'm going to make the cut for the sidewalls. And I'm hoping to have it done. I'm just so mad with this whole situation I had with eBay and the buttons for Neo Geo. I'm so mad at it because the Neo Geo cabinet should have been done 2 weeks ago. And because of me, and I wanted to save, I even wrote it on Instagram. I was like, I saved a penny, but I lost $1. Like I was here trying to save pennies, and I should have just bought from Paradise Arcade. And I would have had that Neo Geo I honestly probably would have sold it by now. But I can't post a picture on Marketplace without buttons. Because somebody's going to be like, you want to charge this much? There's no buttons on. I'm like, oh, I'm waiting for the buttons to come in the mail. Like, please don't flame me. I'm so mad at it. I was kicking my... You should have seen yesterday, dude. I was in a happy mood. I saw the mail lady. I saw a box in her hand. I was like, "Oh, finally! I'm gonna finish Neo Geo." Open the box, and I'm like, "This is chrome buttons. Why are these chrome?" Message the seller on eBay. He doesn't message me back because they're in China. Till like 6 hours later, and they're like, "We're sorry. Please accept 50% refund. You could keep the buttons." And I'm like, "Son of a bitch! I really wasted money now." I was like, "No, I don't want to accept that." And he's like, "Please accept it. We don't take returns." I was like, "Oh, what am I going to do? Yell at the guy? What am I going to do?" Luckily, I built arcades, so I could always put the buttons they sent me, and I could always put it on something else. Nothing you could do about it. It was like talking to a wall. There's nothing I could do about it. I was so furious, bro. And like I said, I went to Paradise. I did it. It was yesterday. And I said, they look just like this. Go right here. This is it. This is going on Neo Geo. It's a beautiful button. Because it's the Neo Geo Gold Edition. It's a gorgeous button. But the price on this is $235 because you have to add the micro switch. which I wish Paradise gave you an option for no micro switch, because I got China's micro switches. $235, and I needed 22 buttons. And Paradise Arcade charges $10 to ship. I paid Paradise yesterday. I think I paid like $68. Meanwhile, the guy from eBay, let me see if I'm logged in on my eBay. I'm not. Let me see if I can find gold arcade button. The guy on eBay paid $32. Right here, this is it. Right here. Look at this. It was a 12-piece set for $17. Dude, 12-piece set. 17 divided by 12. I paid $1.40 a button. I bought two of them. I needed 22, so I bought 2 packs. So 24 buttons. I needed 22 buttons. And now I paid $34. It was 17 and 17. I literally paid half the price. Beautiful. It's this button. This is the Paradise Arcade button. Like, that's it. That is this. Waited 2 weeks, and it fucking came, and it was chrome. I was so pissed. I was like, yo, I was so excited. I was like, yes, I'm going to finally finish Neo Geo, because the next stream, or whenever I do Neo Geo, is I'm going to stream it, but I have to change the button configurations on all 125 Neo Geo games because of the way I did the controller panel. So I was like, all right, I'm going to just stream it. We'll hang out. It's RetroArch. It should be quick stuff. And I was like, yes, I'm finally going to get this done. And then I opened the box. It was a fucking chrome button. I was like, son of a bitch. It was the same exact chrome buttons, though, that Game Room Solutions uses. So that's like the hard part. Like, this company here, obviously, mostly everything comes from China. Not ashamed to say it. But they probably buy in bulk. They probably get these buttons for like 40 cents and they just upsell it like any other business. I wish I could do these. I was going to do this type of button for the Nintendo Switch cabinet, but I don't know how these buttons act on 3/4 inch thickness. I didn't do it. I was like, nope, you know what? I'm not going to risk anything. I'm not a fan of the snap-in idea. Like I said, the Pandora's Box control panels I get, they're snapping, but they just pop out. So I'm like, I don't know. I always try to get at least like the screw-on. But this screw-on type here, that's not 3/4 inch thick. You're not going to get anywhere with that. But then I looked at the price of the button, and I was like, damn, that's expensive for a fucking button. People go hard. I mean, even the bat top, $7 for a bat top, that's guap for a bat top. That's a lot of money. I was just so mad. This is the exact company. I was like, I opened the box. I was like, fuck. I was so pissed. So now, you know what is also, and I'll do it probably live on stream because I don't know yet. Like I said, my Neo Geo cabinet, the top 4 buttons is it's the top. There's 4 buttons on top and then 3 buttons on the bottom. My original idea was to do gold trim buttons on the top 4, and then I was gonna do chrome buttons for the bottom 3. And I'm like, now I could at least visually test that theory because China buttons. So yeah, there you go. I even have I have somebody I was gonna use Game Room Solutions cabinet, but again, no deposits yet. I had another guy that wanted a 4-player cabinet in a comic book store, coin operated, so that would be Pandora's Box, but no deposit yet. So I'm not gonna start anything unless I get a deposit. That's the biggest thing I learned, is that I don't move until I get a deposit. Not like don't move, like as you can see, like with this one for this customer for the Ultra Pin, I'm moving, meaning I'm gonna sit and do my research and give him a total. But this guy wants like, I want specific side art. I'm like, okay, I'll do the side art, but I don't sit on Photoshop for hours and then not get a deposit. I don't do that. That's just not how I do it. You guys are gonna see also because it's late. It's 3 o'clock. I had 2 weeks ago. I had a mishap on somebody that we made an agreement on, and this is like, you learn. This is just how businesses and you learn. I'll just zoom in on me right now. You learn how businesses and just how how people are. It's really fucking shameless. I had a guy that was on. How did I see him? He wasn't on the Arcade1Up group. I think he was on like one of those like home arcade enthusiast groups. Guy wrote something about like hyperspin. I bought a hyperspin build from some guy and I can't get the controls to work, and so I went on, I commented, I was like, I could help you out. That's what I do, I could help you out. Sends me a DM, and it was something basic. He's like, I couldn't get the coin button to register on MAME. And I was like, all right, that's like easy. Like, I'll help you out. I'm a nice guy, I'll help you out. I was like, dude, that'll take me like 5 minutes. You gotta go into MAME, just configure controls. Not that big of a deal, right? I did it for him. It literally took me like 10 minutes. He's like, oh, can you actually help me out also with like this NES emulator? I have no controls on it. So I was like, no. I was like, if you need more assistance, I charge $50 an hour for Hyperspin. Team viewer. And I literally go on my phone and I press start on a stopwatch and I go. He's like, okay, I agree, let's do it. So NES took me like 30 minutes, which again, it's not that big of a deal. We got the controls working on NES. It was SNES that he used for the emulator, but he couldn't get it to launch in Hyperspin, so that took like another 30 minutes. It came down to an hour. The guy's like, oh, I don't do like PayPal. I don't do this digital And I was like, what the fuck do you do? He's like, I was like, I'll do Cash App. You want to Cash App? You want to Venmo me? You want to Zelle me? He goes, no, I want to send you a check. And I was like, I don't do that. Like, you're on like Facebook. How do you not do digital shit? That makes no fucking sense. So I was like, no, dude, I need either Cash App or Venmo. He's like, I'll pay you PayPal. And I learned from PayPal, I charge an additional 8% for PayPal because PayPal hits me with an 8% fee if you decide to pick that it's a service. He goes, oh, that's outrageous. You charge 8%. I never heard of that. I was like, dude, I do it weekly. When it comes to that, I do it weekly. I know my camera just died. The battery just died on the camera. I do it weekly. And, wow, that's an ugly freeze frame of me. And let's just say as of right now, I've yet to get payment for that. Yes, it's only $50, but it's $50 of an hour of my time wasted. All right, well, at least the camera died, so that is a good note to end it. Whoever's still here, Nubs if you're still here, Eric if you're still here, always respect you guys, always hanging out at night. I know I stream late, but awesome. Guys, I will probably see you guys tomorrow. We'll hang out. Paradise Arcade, I ordered it on Saturday. They didn't send out the confirmation of shipment, so I'm probably not going to get buttons till Wednesday. At least tomorrow, you'll see some Instagram video of the 4-player cabinet going up. On that note, later guys, good night. I have to charge my camera batteries. Later guys.